What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about three coins today at the request of Mr. Sinkiers himself. We're going to talk about AAVE, Reindeer, I don't know, RNDR, maybe it's Render, and FET. We're going to talk about all three of those, and we're starting with AAVE right now because that's the one that I actually know. Or have heard of. The other ones, just because I haven't heard of them doesn't mean that they're not capable of good things, and I don't need to have heard of them to be able to do technical analysis. Technical analysis, after all, is the analysis of price action given historical references and such. Like taking historical price data, price action, comparing it to current day price action, and also using technicals and what's it called? Indicators to kind of help validate that stuff too. So you don't even have to actually see the past to kind of analyze the current time, but it does help to have a longer chart. Anyways, guys, I'm getting over the moon with this here. Let's talk about it right now. I don't know if AAVE is going over the moon, but at the moment, what it does look like is it's forming a flat base. You have descending highs. It's not encouraging at all to see AAVE. That's actually very sad. I like AAVE, man. I think it has a space in this. If AAVE doesn't itself, I think this kind of coin does have a purpose in the crypto space. It just might not. We might not be ready for it yet. Until like traditional finance is more implemented. I don't know if we're ready yet. We just want moon pump meme tokens, gaming tokens. Metaverse tokens, stuff like that. We don't, or privacy coins. Smart contract coins. I don't know. And anyways, guys, what I'm trying to talk about beyond all the speculations is the actual technical analysis here. So if I'm looking at the top to the bottom, we haven't really done much with this fib. We've kind of disrespected. We found resistance at the 236, disrespected this 0.069, kind of holding support in that area. Again, man, I don't like the way the price looks right now. I'd be very, 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 very surprised if we found our low here and started moving up to new all-time highs from here. I'd be very surprised because this just doesn't, that kind of stuff doesn't happen. Not with this kind of base, man. It does look more or less like accumulation, but to some degree it could also be considered distribution as you're moving like lower in the highs but forming a flat base. You're just overall just kind of distributing. You had your sell-off and now you're distributing more. Sell-off is still distribution. But anyways, guys, looking at the top, no, not the top there, the bottom to the top here. If and when we do break out of this range on the low side, basically when we get a weekly close below the 886, which is at $50.60, I would expect that we make a move down to about $35 to $25, somewhere in that area. And wouldn't you know it, man, the all-time low itself, at least on the Coinbase chart, is right there at the 618. So that would make sense to me. That definitely would make sense to me. I wonder if we've got AAVE on another. Is it more? Okay, look at that. We've got more on Binance. That's nice to see. So from this low to this high here, again, that 618 is probably right there, right? Yeah, very, very close. The 1272, wouldn't you know it, also, if we took this high over here, it's kind of at a closing point at least. It's kind of close to that. It's actually right on that. So maybe you do have a kind of significant range right there at about $35.4 to $24.65, somewhere in that area, with the potential to go lower. It definitely could go lower. We're not going to spend too much more time on this because we got some other cryptos we want to get to, but let's see. From this low, we're looking at the weekly. Yes, this low to this high here. Rejected the 236 up here. And yeah, man, the 382 is right there at about, oh wow, is that the same area? It might be a little bit higher. And again, with the 382, you guys, it's very common to wick below it, so that's okay. Yeah, look at that. 382 is right there with the 1272. Maybe you do find a low right here resting on these weekly closing highs, somewhere just above this low here, maybe around $35 to $36. That's where you find your low. That would make sense to me, man. But you really could go to your 1618. I'm starting to believe that you do not go lower than this range here, but I do believe, just as much as I believe that, I do believe you go lower. I do believe that you break this overall here. If AAVE was to have a good bull run, if we were to see spectacular things for it, from top, let's just take it like on a best case scenario here at this weekly closing high. Let's say that's where you find your low. and AAVE were to achieve new all-time highs. Let's see, what's it at, man? Is it even possible to go there? Number 47. You have a 789, let's just call it 800 to round it out, $800 million market cap. By that point, you're going to be a little bit lower. How much actually are you going to be lower? Or no. We're at the current price. We can just do it from here. So let's see. To go to the 1272, that would be a 30x basically. 30x from here. Yeah, you could do that. You could definitely do that, AAVE. You could do a 10x from here, man. So 30x to a 10x, I mean, a 10x would be not even at the 1618. So yeah, you could see AAVE could, it really could, by the end of this bull rally, see prices that are above $4,500. It's worth $54 right now. It really could, man. That's an 80x, right? Oh no, that's not a 10. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got all misled here. I'm sorry. Okay, so hold on. I did my math wrong. A 10x would be about 8 billion. A 100x would be about 80 billion. I still think that an $80 billion market cap is achievable for this thing, but that might be a little bit less likely to happen. That would take it up about to $5,000, a little bit over $5,000 actually. But the 1618, even though that's still high, that's in the tens of billions of dollars range, which is higher than I thought it was originally. That's still, I would say it is still possible. So yeah, big thanks for AAVE, man. It really could go from 1600 to 4500, something like that, by the end of this next bull rally. It really could, but first it probably drops a little bit more. Overall, this chart is pretty constructive. It's very beautiful. You had a nice sell-off in the beginning. You just had a beautiful rally, man. And now, you know, you sold off. You're finding a little bit of a base. You're going to sell off some more probably. Find support in a previous area that you found support or even resistance back here. Look at that. What is that at? Right there, man. Right there, right near that 1272, or right near this low here. Is that what it is? Or no, yeah, that's right near the 1272. That's why I took that low there. That's right, because this from bottom to top is right there. Yeah, man, that's looking good. Very, very good. So yeah, I don't know. Bullish things for AAVE in store. I'm definitely at the moment bearish, but overall bullish. Weekly RSI looks like it wants to go down. Neutral, but to the downside. Kind of an ugly looking RSI on the weekly. On the daily, definitely wants to go. Not definitely. Nothing's definitely, but rejected the 50. Overall lower highs. Looking like you're in a descending range. Probably go down in the more immediate term time frames, and the 4-hour looks sad as well. So that's all I got for you guys with AAVE. We're going to move on to the next one now, which, what is it? What is the next one here? It is RNDR. I'm going to call it render. I think that might be what it's called, but I don't know. RNDR. Maybe it's reindeer. Reindeer token. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, you can see it's reindeer right here, right? You got the little ears. And then here's his head right here, and then here's his little red nose right there, and that's your reindeer. I don't know, man. That they don't have ears. I mean, maybe they have ears that big, but they're really known for their antlers. So I don't know where the antlers would come into play. But anyways, looking at this thing, interesting. Kind of an interesting looking formation. I would think it wants to go lower. Maybe down to the bottoms of this wick. You're at $1.34 now. What are you at? What are you at here? Let's see. RNDR. Number 71, another top 100 coin. I like, oh, it is Render. Okay, Render. Maybe I have heard of this. Render, is it Render Protocol? Or is it just, maybe it's just Render? I don't know. Sounds kind of familiar. Let's call it $500 million for a market cap. Okay, so $500 million, a 10x would be 5 billion, 100x would be 50 billion. Is 100x possible? Yeah, it's not an easy feat to accomplish. But yeah, from the current price, it's possible. Let's see where that would take us, a 100x. I like talking moon numbers, man. I know you guys do too, so let's see. From the low, just to see like true possibility. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could break your all-time highs, man. At least on this chart. I don't know if that is your all-time highs, but on this chart it is. A 100x, by the way, for this thing, obviously it's at $1.34. It'd be up to $134. That would be your 100x, right around there. Yeah, it's possible. I wonder, is there another chart that we can use with more data, or is that the one? Is that just the one? It might be the one on Binance, man. I'm fine with that. That's okay. Kraken, maybe? Nope. Bitstamp, maybe. Probably, yeah, not really. Bitstamp ain't with the times anymore, man. It's an OG exchange, but it's... What about KuCoin? Oh, wouldn't you know it? The most data on KuCoin, of course, man. The exchange for all the small alts. Okay, so from this all-time high, clear all-time high, to this low here, you look at that, man. You literally found your resistance right in the sweet spot. You guys have heard me talk about this time and time again. Between the 618 to the 69 area, that's like the sweet spot, man, where you tend to go, whether it's up or down. You know, it's very, very common to go there. Sure, you can bounce right off your 618, but more times than not, you will find some significance, even if it's not at the 6.9 itself, which we do see a lot of the time, somewhere in this range. I did say that I think it could go a little bit lower from here first, right? Maybe we come back down to this 382. That would make sense to me. Look, let's go back RNDR USDT on Binance. Maybe it was, yeah, it was this wick that I was looking at. Okay, so good. I just wanted to make sure that that lined up. Yeah, KuCoin here. So, yeah, the 382, man, that would make sense to me. Previous area of resistance, previous area of support-ish, 382 on the overall fib that you are respecting, finding resistance at the 382, breaking above it, finding support, you know, coming down to find support again with an overall technical higher low would be nice to see. Support in an area that's like kind of in the middle of this price action before. So that right now we're at $1.34. I bet this thing goes to about $1.05, somewhere in that range. It might not tip the 382 exactly. Maybe it does go a little bit below it. Maybe it bottoms just a little bit above it. Maybe it goes directly to it and then bounces. Who knows? But I do think that it goes a little bit lower from here. Looking at the weekly RSI again. Let's see. Not again. This might be the first time actually. Looks like, yeah, looks like you want to go lower. You're kind of in a free fall in this RSI. You're in the bearish area of control. At least down, I would expect, at least down to the oversold zone, bounce from there, or maybe into it itself. But we'll see. We will see. Overall, kind of a strange looking chart. Not a lot of data to go off of, to be completely fair. But I like it. I do like it. I do think, you know, and if this thing were to do good, I mean, a 100x is possible. That would take it up to $134 from the current price, let alone if it goes lower to about $1.03, you could turn that 100x into about 130x, you know, something like that. Maybe 100x isn't possible. Maybe it only goes to its, and let's just imagine it goes to its 382, okay? Maybe it only goes to the 1272. That's still a 20x. That's still like a 21x right there. That's not bad. To the 1618, that's still like a 70x. So good things one way or another for this thing in the bull market. Does it do more than 100x? Is it multi-100xable? Sure, absolutely it is. But then you're talking about, you know, if it gets to 200x from the current price, then you're talking about $100 billion market cap or more. And I don't know enough about this to make that kind of claim. The chart looks fine to me, in my opinion. I do think that it goes a little bit lower, and then from there we can talk higher highs. What's not encouraging, to be fair, I guess the least encouraging thing is this kind of lack in volume as you're coming up. That's not encouraging, but maybe you'll get more of it after a bounce here. If you break this 382, that's okay. Wicking below it is okay, but on a weekly basis, what you really don't want to do is close below it or close below here. If you get a week that closes below about 91.88 cents there, that would not look good. That would actually not look good. You would likely at that point come down somewhere probably around, I would say, probably around 50 cents, maybe even lower, maybe even potentially new lows. So you really want to hold this this weekly close here. I'm gonna bring it up. Hold that weekly close right there at about 91. What is that? That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. 91.88 cents. Yeah, that's what you want to hold. Don't go lower than this low here. That's really what you don't want to do, man. Anyways. That's all I got for render. I think good things are in store, even with that bearish notion that I had at the end. I do think it has good things in store, but for the time being, probably some downside. That would make sense to me. And then the last one, FET. Is it like Boba Fett? FET. USD. Fetch.ai. I feel like I've heard of this one too, actually. Fetch.ai. USD, maybe on Binance. Yes, we've got more data. All right, we're going to run with this. Maybe on the USDT side. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, cool. USDT on the Binance chart, that's the most, if you look at any chart, man, you go through, if you want to look at your volume here, this orange number is the volume. You go through the Binance chart, I dare you to find another exchange that has anywhere near the same volume that the USDT pairs do on Binance. Not the USD pairs, the USDT pairs. Binance is the biggest exchange in the world for crypto, oftentimes has the most, if not always, has the most exchange with its USDT pairs for whatever crypto it has on its exchange versus any other crypto. And that's why I like to use this, especially whenever I'm charting unknown territories to me. So here we are talking about fetch.ai. Looking at it here, you've got, I mean, very nice looking run up. Let's see what this was from low to high. Just real quick. Get familiar. Get to know it. It's nice, yeah. A little bit of, that's 163x, right? 163x. That's not a bad rally, man. Yeah, definitely not bad at all. Very good looking structure. You had highs. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, quite literally, that's an impulse wave right there in Elliott wave theory. Wouldn't you know it too, man? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, man. This could be a zigzag overall. It could be. It could be a zigzag. In a zigzag, you have 5 waves up, and then you have 1, 2, 3 waves down, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up overall. And generally in a zigzag, your second leg would be as big as your first leg. But it doesn't have to be, because also generally in impulse waves, your fifth leg is bigger than your first leg, but here it's clearly not. So, and I don't know as much about Elliott wave theory as I wish I did, but you know, I'm just a novice at this stuff, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But that's my my overall opinion on it. Anyways, looking at it here on a weekly basis. RSI looks good. Looks pretty good, yeah. I would say so. Looks nice. Looks like it wants to continue to go higher. Price does. Maybe it goes lower in the meantime, you know, but on a weekly basis, week to week, intra-week perspective, it probably does just continue to build higher. This long-term RSI is, it's very close to the 50, and you are close to that purple line. I think the next time you get up here, man, unlike this time, I think you stay above it and you go higher. You probably break this high here. Let's see, from a top to a bottom perspective, look at that, man. You're right at your 382. You were battling it. You were battling it. Get above your 382, man. You might come down. You might come down and find support on this previous area that you found resistance support before, right at about 23.6 cents. You're at 26 cents now. Maybe you come down for a quick little bounce with the rest of the market as things go down, and then you go up. You know, something like that. But all in all, I would expect that you do. Once you break this and you move higher, I do think that you're going to break this high during this cycle. And whenever you do that, you have a strong likelihood of going up to about 87 to $1.38, 87 cents to $1.38, and that could be your wave 3. Oh, that's kind of dramatic. Maybe maybe we take it over here. Maybe it's like that. That could be, you have your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 tends to be the biggest, and maybe it's not quite that. I don't know. Maybe it's more like over here, and then you have a wave 4 somewhere that would be in the middle of next year, like in the summer, and then boom, yeah. Like I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but I do think that sometime in 2024, probably around like the halfway point of 2024, if not earlier, you do break these highs, man. And then the rest of the market's probably going to take a lull, like after the halving. It probably happens, yeah, around the halving or something like that. But then after the halving, just like the rest of the market, there's a lull, and then a few months after the halving, we start to see some things come up again toward the end of 2024. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm kind of spitballing ideas here. Volumes building off the lows, coming out, getting a weekly close out of this range above it. This is a nice area of accumulation after coming down. Just like this was a nice area of accumulation. Look at this, right? Whenever you had this weekly close up here out of this area, you started to move forward. You got this weekly close. I do think you want to go higher, man. I do. Maybe you come low like throughout the days, but like lower, but maybe even on your RSI, come back down to the 50 area, find support, and then bounce from there. Let's look at the daily, see what that looks like. You're overbought. This is one of the more bullish looking charts in crypto right now, man. For sure. What is this? Let's see. Fetch, right? FET. Fetch.ai, number 115. Not a top 100 coin, but it could be, man, and it probably will be. We'll see. 272, let's call it $273 million with an M. A 10x would be 27. Or no, I'm sorry, 2.7 billion. A 100x would be 27 billion. Is this thing 100xable? Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. That is an achievable market cap for sure. A 100x from the current price would be, again, it's at 26 cents now, so that would be at about, would that be $26? Is that what that is? $26? Yeah, about there, about at $26. Let's see if there's anything else that lines up with that. Something around there. Yeah, we'll keep it on the weekly. Keep it on the week. See if there's something else to line up with that. Maybe this high here. Let's get it. Come on. That high there to this low. 1886 territory, man. You could even do more than a 100x. Coins like this like to see their 2272 to their 2414. A 330x, a 230x is totally possible. Maybe you don't quite see a 100x. Maybe you see a 70x or a 65x. Come up to the 1886. Maybe you don't see something quite as dramatic. You only see like a 30x or a 20x. Only a 30x or a 20x, I know, boo-hoo. But to be fair, if this is a zigzag pattern, which wouldn't necessarily make sense to me because zigzags are like generally they're corrective patterns. They're like long-term corrective patterns. But this thing doesn't have enough history to go off of it. And I don't know, it kind of fits the bill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you've got 1, 2, 3 to the downside. Arguably 3 ended here or something like that. You know, maybe it was like 1, 2, 3. Who knows? Your third leg is normally your biggest leg. And then you're starting your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might, even if it's not a zigzag, this could be the beginning of your next impulse wave up. And impulse waves are 5-wave patterns. And your first leg is normally pretty explosive, pretty impulsive. But the third wave is generally the biggest. Not always, you know, but it's not, doesn't need to be, but it generally is the biggest. And your first wave generally of the 5 is the smallest, but it is the most, it's one of the more explosive ones. But if we were to take this thing, right, and kind of go from bottom to top here, you're to take, here, let's actually do it, let's do it the formal way here. Impulse wave. So from bottom to top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a point, I promise. If we were to take this and kind of move it, because again, a zigzag would imply that they're going to be of similar lengths. Okay, so taking this from top, top to bottom, look at that, puts you all the way up to your 1618 on the dot, man. No surprise there. That's kind of crazy. Looking at it, yeah, you'd come back up. You would look at this, man. This would have you, if this was trajected the same kind of way, although your first leg obviously is smaller already. I don't know. Here, this ideally you would find resistance here and then support there. I guess that's already out of the way. But anyways, the 1618 would give it the same length. And from here, from the current price at about 26 cents, that would give you a 30x. So I think you could see that. I think you could see more than that. It's totally possible. Who knows? Your first leg is smaller than this last first leg, so it only going up to the 1618 is probably more likely than I gave it credit for at first. But still, this thing is a 100xable coin. It could even 200x or 300x. So good things for sure in the coming bull market, even at only a 30x. Only a 30x. Still good things, definitely. At the moment, you know, you're on the daily, you are a little bit overbought, you're looking hot, maybe you come down to cool off a little bit. You can stay overbought for quite a while, it looks like, you know, and that's, even if you didn't have this historical reference, you can stay overbought for quite a while. It does happen. Let's see how you interact with this overbought zone itself right about here. If you can hold this as support and continue, then that would imply that you do continue upwards from here. But I'm not that optimistic. You are above your purple line and you are below the... Ooh, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's optimistic, man. That's actually not a bad look at all. Maybe you come down and find support on your purple line. That gives you this move down to about, I'm drawing things, sorry. That gives you a move down to your overbought zone, maybe you even go through it. You don't get the bounce off that yellow line, whatever. Maybe you come down and you hold this overall kind of ascending low structure and then bounce from there on your RSI. Because coming down to the purple line wouldn't be a big deal at all. So hold that area right around like 22.8 cents. Previous area, if you look to the left here, you've got support over here, resistance here, right at this same area. So come down. I wonder what the fibs look like. 382 is right there, man. Yeah, hold that 22.3 to 22.4 area, and that would look good for more continuation upwards. I do think I would expect that you come down. Nothing moves in a straight line. Even if it looks like it moves in a straight line, you do have these little up and down moves throughout it. So it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to come down. It could just keep going up from here, but that would just be my expectation at the moment. You are at a previous area of resistance, so finding resistance here, coming down to check support at a previous area of resistance, that would make sense to me. There's a lot going on here, man. From this low, these low points over here, resistance here, a little bit of resistance here, right? That would make sense to me. You could go down again here because you've got lows here, highs here, stuff like that. Purple line there, 382 there. So overall, fetch.ai, I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's one of the more bullish charts as of right now. I don't know if it'll be a top performer. Maybe it will be. But it does look good, man. It does look good. And I do think that it has more than enough potential to break through its all-time highs and go up to about that 1618, which would be, what was that at? That was at like $7? $8.25, and potentially even beyond. Again, with coins this low in market cap, seeing them go to these deeper extensions is totally possible. It happens very often. So would I say it's likely? I'm not going to say that, but very possible and even common. So not likely, but it's common to see that kind of stuff. So, and it's kind of a bullish looking chart overall, man. Definitely bullish. Looks constructive. Definitely looks constructive. We'll see how this thing develops. I love that this volume came in right here, coming out of the bear market lows. That's really nice to see. It'd be nice to see more volume come in. But that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.